Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 with my continuing playthrough of Railway Empire, the German DLC. I'm playing along with my friend IKB. Say hi, IKB.
Hello, everyone.
And he's going to be giving us railway information, advice, and development. So we have some research points to spend here. I'm not sure what we could do.
Gamer, you might want to up your mic volume because I'm seeing people in chat saying that you're really, really quiet.
Okay, up the mic volume. I actually turned it down to hopefully not overly get the audio echo, but hopefully that's better.
Okay, chat, what do you think? Is it better?
A little bit of a delay there, I guess. Not much. Okay.
Chat is saying not much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I can up it. I can bring it back up. Okay. Hopefully that's all right. Do always give audio feedback. Okay. So, thanks, Arno and Brett. We can do rehabilitation. We can do bonus programs here, or standardization of components. What do you think, IKB or a sander?
I would go for the standardization of components because that's what, 30%?
Yeah, new locomotives. Okay, we'll do that. So we got that. Now, before we started, IKB and I were talking. They want a express line between Berlin and Weimar down here. But if we were to just build it, you know, straight on through, it, to me, to my eyes, it would look horrid. But we could connect up something here. Now, I think we're going to be a little bit fancy and... Okay, well, just what areas do we... Okay, Leipzig. How much would that cost us to get into Leipzig? 2 million. Okay, I think we're gonna spend this. And we're gonna do that. Okay, so that now gets us into there. Now, let's put something about like that. Now, I want to do a railway coming out here. Interesting, it's that big. I figured it would be big, Brett. But I didn't know it was going to be that big. Yeah, Arno wants to know what about the Dutch embassy. Do they even have one? I'm sure they do. Yeah, we're doing the outside. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I can imagine it would be large. There's a long history there. Okay, so that gets us a fairly decent path, fairly flat. Not too much construction work. Okay, so we're going to put a parallel line. No, parallel. Okay. And signals, just get the directional ones in. Okay, now that we have that, what I want to do is, because we're also going to build off in other directions, I wanted to sort of build from here. Let's give it a little bit of space from... some cuts, but I prefer to avoid bridges without. Okay, so that way we're adding them into this system. And now, because we may at some point want to branch off in other directions, but I don't think so much more here. So let's see if we can aim for right about here. There we go. I think that looks good.
Does look very good.
Thank you. And so that way, thinking express, that may looping up and around may seem a bit long for an express, but I'm not sure. But adding that would have been a bit much. So, all right, okay. Well, let's put in a supply tower. And a don't go unless it's clear. And it's clear after this point. Signals. Okay, so that's the basic. There we go. Okay, so let's do a rail setup from Berlin through to Weimar. Maybe it'll move fast enough for an expressway. Let's come back here. I want to specify no cargo, just mail and people. That's already being loaded. Okay, let's grab one from Weimar to Berlin. Again, no cargo. And fast train. Okay, we're going to let that get rolling.
We could look at how to build one heading down, build a line heading down towards Leipzig.
I'm hold on, IKB. Seeing Brett's can only figure out how to use a computer. Yeah, no, I like model trains as a kid, and this is sort of scratching that itch in a computer sense. I'm glad to hear. I don't know how easy or difficult it would be to teach your dad to use a computer. What was that about Leipzig? Sorry, IKB.
I was thinking, should we look at building a line from Weimar down towards Leipzig?
Um, hold it. Just trying to figure out where Leipzig is from here.
Leipzig we've already connected, not Leipzig. Zig.
Oh, Zwickau, whatever. Yeah, we will. But first, I want to get some of the other rail connections worked up, like Weimar just to Magdeburg, and
Weimar to Leipzig, and
yeah. Oh well, it's already putting stuff on cargo on it, but we're gonna ban it for future. Keep it just sort of passenger priority. And then we'll do one from here to here. Start out with.
Arno is asking for a ride along.
Okay, we'll do that shortly, Arno. Now, with that, we can see they have bread and they want meat. So what I think we're also going to do is, and I've learned more of this as things have gone on. We're going to prioritize cargo here. Not that they can't carry passengers, that's fine if they do, but we're going to go with a locomotive that's pulls a bit more, because even on a flat grade these things seem to really slow up if they have too much cargo. And not just, and I haven't looked in it deep enough to know if different cargo, I presume it does, weighs different amounts, like iron ore weighs more than sausages or something, because generally you get per volume, it's sausages are lighter. So I haven't quite figured all of that out in detail, but this is still fairly quick here of 38, so we're going to try that train to operate as, and we might as well, since we're getting enough business here, let's expand this, and we're going to come over here and we're going to add in, before IKB reminds me, repair station.
It was just expansion of the station, I think, at Weimar.
Right, yeah, no, that's what I wanted to do. And no, it was the repair is on Leipzig.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that will get that going. Now let's put in from Leipzig to Magdeburg. Don't know if we're going to specify to have an express line.
And then Brett, that does sound like quite a setup that your father and grandfather had there. Model train set.
Wow. Yeah. Just reading up on that. Yeah, it's picking up that, and that's what I wish I had my headset working. I don't know if I just cracked the cable on it when I got up and moved or something, that when I plug it back in, I don't hear anything on it. So I'm sorry about the echo. I hope it's not too bad. Yeah, sounds cool. I did have a model train set layout that my parents got me when I was a kid, and I definitely drove trains on it. It was fun, but I ended up it was HO scale train. I ended up using it more as a battlefield with HO army men and tanks and whatnot. It ended up being more of a war games table than a train set, but it definitely got train use as well. Okay, we're going to add in a few more signals to keep things flowing a little more smoothly. There we go. That should. And I definitely like this in that I design things and then I see how well the flow of the traffic goes, see sort of how well I do. Once it's sort of working, now this is no suitable freight. This is this sort of mess up around here, which we need to fix. That's another.
Last time, didn't we fix it by just boring a
We
big
did.
tunnel through the mountain?
We did, and since we went back to an earlier save, we haven't done that again. And I think we should do that. Okay, so if this one, we were to come here, we may end up still using some of this track. So I'm not going to remove this track because we may end up branching off from it and down into Zurich or other places. So we'll just leave that. But just the general geographic location of the mountain, I don't think we're going to bore south out of here and then to the logging camp. We'll probably come around north. So we'll just use this as a starting point here. And then brute forcing a tunnel through.
Start playing Hall of the Mountain King.
Right. Is that a Wagner song?
I think it's Greek actually, which is I think he was Scandinavian, but
okay.
It
I've heard
would
the
fit
title
for digging
before.
a tunnel for a mountain.
Right. It does sound appropriate.
Fact, I'll see if I can find a copy for a sec and dump it in
No,
chat.
no.
And dump it.
You don't play it though, okay?
I'm not gonna play it. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
find a link. I'm not gonna
Okay.
play it because that's
Yeah.
it's almost certainly still copyrighted by his estates.
Yeah.
I will It was Greek. It was yeah.
Okay, so let's redo the.
Yeah. I'm sorry about sounding like I'm in space, Arno. I have closed the door to my
No, it's not
my
you. It's not you,
room.
IKB. What it is it's hearing you both over Discord and then hearing again over my speakers. And I normally stop that by having headphones on when I use Discord, but for some reason just in getting up and getting the Coke, I don't know if I overstressed this cable somehow and broke something, but I'm not hearing anything over it even when I'm plugging and unplugging it. But when you guys speak, my recorder OBS does acknowledge that it's hearing sounds, hearing you. So I'm just not hearing you, but the system is. So I know it's not a system, button to change. It's something physical. So sorry about that. Yeah, just go through. No, you don't. And I can just quickly, won't actually build it. If you were to say connect here and then try to work your way up, obviously that's a 17-degree grade is too high for it in this kind of conditions here. But it will sort of go up there. But I made sure that I went through it and I made sure that I came out, because you see the gradient lines at a similar gradient so that it didn't go up and then back down through the system here, but it'll just automatically do the tunnel. So we now have a tunnel here. Okay. Now, that train's coming into here. Good. Let's get on him. I want to get on this guy. We're going to get the ride along from here. And this is the other thing that I really like with this system is you can get in here. You can look to either side, look forward, which is down at track view level, look back. Okay, so so this is going to take the shorter path. And we get to go through the tunnel. We can jump up to here. Light even comes on. We can look. So we saw an early timber frame tunnel. Well, you can't even look around like this too from the perspective. And now we are here. And going through the tunnel, of course, is expensive, as opposed to building the tunnel, not driving through it, but that's back along. Okay, so still not picking up. Oh, wait. No, back. Oh, now it's getting cars. Okay, so let's get out of this. Okay, so, and as we tested before, having the shorter, this going all the way around when we were just moving passengers and mail was too long for its calculation to figure time efficiency or whatever. So going through that solves that problem. So everyone keep aware.
Ooh, is the boiler about to explode? I have to see this.
Well, so there we go. So there's a ride along, see the tunnel, see the system. And you can do that for any of these trains moving anywhere if you want to just get on them. It's a live view. It's trains moving at the same speed, it's just how close you are to the tracks.
A railway line that doesn't have to hide itself from the world.
Okay, I think we just got our express through to Berlin. Maybe we can look back along the track. Okay, so we got that. So now we just have to, before 1861, the year the American Civil War starts, get 6 more areas opened up for use. And again, those who may not be watching all the series, it's these areas of Germany we have to bribe our way, basically pay money to get into and to expand into the various German states, because this is before German unification at this point, or effective unification. So now we've gotten through to Leipzig. I think we're running, no, let's get out of this view, more or less enough trains through and around. And I've been very yeah,
maybe get a connection from Leipzig that ran to Dresden. Immediately east of Leipzig.
Oh yes, okay, cool. That would be a good idea. So we'll grab a standard now. So I want to zoom out here because obviously I can't build over on top of the competitor's train station already there, but we do want to see, because they're taking up much of the town, we could still squeeze something in there barely, or there barely, but I don't know if I'm going to go that ugly and do that. Down to Prague. Well, Prague will be probably around the mountain instead of through it again. So, and we want to attach down to here as well. And
Dresden and through follow the river round into Prague.
Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So I'm just looking at for angling. So I'm thinking about. Let's do
When
that
will
there.
you notice that there's already a station here?
Let's see, can we do what they've done? Get close enough to get both pigs and if we go to a big warehouse. If you can get close enough, see that would be close enough, but we're on top of there, so.
I don't think we quite can.
Yeah.
If you take it more, put it so it's parallel with their one, and see if you can move it a little more westward.
Yeah, I get your meaning. Oh, almost. I just move it. Yeah, there's just in the sweet spot. Okay, so that double thing is out, but well, they're presumably going to want lumber. They're already sort of getting some from there, but down here, they're getting a little bit just from wagons, but that'll dry up, I think. Yeah, well, we're not going to achieve the goal of doing a 2-for-1, so let's just put this in a good sort of spot here.
What's your station doing here?
Okay, and now from here, we want to come over right about like that. Parallel, so it knows that it's supposed to be parallel, and there. And we may have to move the, so let's put signals, tell it which way to go.
Are you going to run it up into Leipzig as well directly?
Yes, yeah, because maybe not so much necessary for the wood, but just for Dresden, so that we can connect it there. So, well, let's not be cheap. We'll create its own out of Leipzig to here. Now we want to come to the southern half of the rail there. There we go. Okay, no, I want this. Okay, don't go unless it's clear, don't go unless it's clear, don't go unless it's clear. But it's sort of clear here and here. Maybe a little close. Okay, that works. That works fairly well. So now let's get rail from Leipzig to Dresden. Well, they're both doing the same goods. They probably won't be... They'll probably only be moving people, so we'll do that. And again, they're moving basically the same goods. So we're going to come over. No, new one. New train. From Weimar to Dresden. And fast trains. Okay. Just want to make sure they're going. So then, because I want to time this so that then starts going from there. Get one going from each direction. And oh, and we could add a supply tower in. Let's yeah, that looks good.
Do you want to make sure there's a supply tower for trains going from Weimar to Leipzig?
Yeah, we have one here. So we've got one there.
Oh yeah, we've got one there, yeah. Just checking.
Yeah. And another.
Now, do you want to look at buying some more stocks and shares in the rival companies?
I
We'll need it eventually, and it will make it easier to take them over.
It will be, but looking at the sale for bread, no, I'm gonna go no on that. But what I'm really looking at first is securing 16 areas, and those are just going to be spending money to unlock them. So yes, we will eventually need to put them out of business, but I think that's where the money should be spent first.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with the... Yeah. 100 points. That pushes us up to there. 34 miles per hour, 100%. See, we got the Holda here is 49 at 36, and we got the consolidation here at 35 at 120. Or we can come over here. 41, a little slower, much more traction speed. What's 37? Okay, well, I'm not terribly fond of any of these other engines so much, so I think we're going to go with the sander. That reduces consumption of water, sand, and lubricant, so
we'll... Sander is a thing for having on a train, because it's literally what it says on the tin. You apply sand to the rails so that you can grip for climbing hills or starting heavy trains.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because friction is important. Oh, we have a connection bonus. Okay, they want to be connected now. Well, we're not going any further up there, so what we're going to do is just go with a small train station here, since partially because it's just so freaking close. Yeah, I'm just looking at. Well,
a small train station on there. Put a an old little locomotive or something on it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with, because we may want to shift wheat down somewhere else. Let's see, can this link up there with being good? I hope so. Oh, not too close. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Let's come back to here. Trash that. Let's come here. There we go. That should do it. Now, let's put a signal going, which is our standard. Yeah. Not that it's really all that necessary, but just so that we can see there, so that we've got the connection bonus. Now, up here, they got more. That's why I hadn't built it, because it hadn't been needed. They got more wheat than they need. Does anybody south on the track here particularly need wheat? Nope, they've got plenty. So it's right now not really needed. That's why I hadn't built it. Well, what is... Nope, they've got wheat too. And I think they're out of area right now. Yeah?
So do you want to try and look at bringing it over towards sort of Rostock or Schreschen way, by our way into there? Oh, moving up along the Baltic coast.
Yeah, mostly yes, but that needs to open up another area, 3 million. So let's first look at areas that we have open down here, like getting down to this Zueko, and we'll add that first, and we'll get that going a little more first before we do that.
Maybe Zweikow?
Zweikow? I don't know how you pronounce that.
Zweikow?
I don't know, but we're going to add a station there and put that into our system. Just get the areas that we control first into the system. Okay, well, we would probably want to come down to Beirut down here, Pilsen eventually from there. So a bit more north-south, I think, than east-west.
Second there, I thought you said Beirut is in Beirut in Israel, and I was thought that's a long way to build a railway.
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce this, Beirut here, or close to. I want to Beirut or whatever, but I think it is Beirut. Any German speakers can correct me if you wish.
Does anyone in chat speak German? Got any idea how to pronounce these names, please?
Lum may still be around, I don't know. Okay, so let's see about coming out of
Arno says 9.
9. Yeah. Yeah. That's where the Wagner musical festival and all happened or happens or whatnot, so that Hitler went to, and it started before him, but he definitely liked Wagner and promoted Wagner up as a thing in Germany. So I'm trying to keep from making actual bridges here.
If you do end up having to make a bridge over land, you can just say it's a bridge for a farmer, so he can still get to his fields.
Yeah, it's partially for aesthetics, it's partially for just expense. I mean, it's both reasons.
Because at least in the UK, and I'm assuming in other places as well, there are a lot of level crossings or little bridges so that farmers can still get under or over the track to get to their fields.
Oh, I know. It's more of my eccentricity than anything else, just trying to do it. But also early on in playing the game, if I just, click here and then click there, it would build a lot of unnecessary bridges that would end up costing the rail line a lot more than it would otherwise. So I sort of got in the habit of allowing a certain amount of, road cuts and fill-ins here for sure, but trying to keep and allow slight grades instead of it happening, 2 or 3% grades, and just have that, and sort of became my goal for that. Okay, so now we want to come from Weimar to here. And yeah, they're moving the same meat products. So, okay, they're all reloading up. The trick is I normally go from the busiest station first because I want to start the other train at the same time that there's like not busy, because we haven't set anything up there. So do that second. So this way we have a train going from each direction. Okay, Stuttgart's growing because we now have this connection to Ulm. That's working well. That's all. This whole loop is being ignored, which is fine. It's getting its pork products. They're getting their pork products from. No, they're not getting enough pork products. Okay, well. Okay, we're going to do an inefficient system here. We're going to come from down here up to here. And it's just going to go in and then back out there. I just trying to build, just the closeness of trying to build a railway connection to get up there looks like it's going to be more difficult, more trouble than it's worth. And we'll use a consolidated to run it. I'm waiting for track clearance. Okay. Get them their porks, their pigs.
Yeah. Pigs that for some reason are coming from a colliery.
Right, yeah. The naming, I don't know what they did, why they did the naming for what they did, but I just still...
Pig mine.
Yeah, but I'm also...
Right.
I think of Germany as the land of the pig eaters, and I love bacon. This is not a slam, any sort of negative thing, but I just think of Germans as pig eaters. Why does the government of the land of the pig eaters want to import large numbers of people who don't eat pigs, and why do large numbers of people who don't eat pigs want to move to the land of the pig eaters? I don't get that. That's one I don't get. And I think you all know what I'm referring to. And it's fine, and of course, another group, Jews also don't eat pigs. Well, I know Jews who eat pigs. I know at least one Jew who loves pork, but and who looks at dietary laws as just something that's outdated and old and doesn't pay attention to them. But and I understand. And that there's different reasons why Hindus don't eat cows. And that's fine. You don't want to eat the wonderful beef in the world. Fine. I'm not complaining. But, just...
For the rest of us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, And what the fear is like in America, for some reason, peanut allergies have become a thing. In my generation, I'm a bit older. They weren't a thing. Almost nobody ever talked or thought they had a peanut allergy. And just having a discussion with people my age and older recently, they think it's the peanut allergies is because they don't feed anything peanut buttery or whatever to their really young kids when they, like in the first couple 3 years of life. And that could be the reason. I don't know why children or people, and it seems to be a very real physical thing. This isn't just something, there's a lot of modern BS that I think is just made up. No, I think this is a real thing. They're having real allergic reactions to peanuts. Okay. So, we know that's the thing. So many cafeterias and schools have become, for just a small percentage, say 1% of the students or something, don't have any, because maybe the peanuts, maybe the student who won't pay attention will eat something that has like peanut butter in it or whatever. Okay, I understand the medical reasons. It's a real thing. I think they're going overboard in their reaction to, if I had a child who was allergic to peanuts or allergic to whatever, I would train that. Just a second. I would train that child to be very cautious about any sandwich that they eat, to make sure there's no peanut butter in it, to ask if the cookies are these peanut butter cookies, whatever it might be. Just really train the child to be cautious on that. And because they're going to have to go out in the real world, not just at a school where the menu can be controlled and, keep, from the cafeteria meals out and train it. Well, don't eat any of your friends' lunches because you don't know what's in it. No, just because you're going to go out in the world. And if you're going to have a peanut allergy, you need to deal with that. Okay, I get that. And so my solution is train the kid instead of ban it. Now, I hear in various news media type reports, and they may not always be true or accurate, but I hear things like, hey, the dietary needs in, say, schools in Germany need to change because of a percentage, whether it's a small percentage or a high percentage, but a percentage, and not a majority percentage, but don't want pork. Wait a minute, you need to conform to society and learn not to eat the pork in the meals and just live with it. Don't change the society you come to for your special needs like that. And so, yes, special needs children, whether it's a religious reason or whether it's a, real medical reason, whatever it is, they shouldn't eat it. I'm not suggesting they should. It just needs to be handled better, and that's sort of my problem. Okay, well, let's see. Thinking of, furniture industry, but we have some furniture industries out. Well, where is it? I thought we did. Oh, out here. And
what about a distillery? Because there was grain around that area.
okay, that's. I'm
Like
also here
distillery
looking.
using,
We have
fruit.
wood down here. I'm also seeing whatever.
Cows.
Yeah, smokehouse. Do we have the salt or whatever it is? Yes, we do down here. Okay, well, we could loop out and around through to there, through Weimar to get salt up there. We have pigs, which we're not connecting to there, but maybe our competitors can bring that in.
I wouldn't rely on your competitors to do it.
Yeah, and unfortunately, and we can see the tracks here, they've upgraded the game to allow this switching railway thing, which wasn't here earlier on. But the AI still builds it this way, in which, to figure it out, it always goes down to a single width and then spreads out. So we have this empty station here with several trains sort of waiting to get in. So they don't move things that efficiently, which of course helps us out. Well, let's
If you put it in the right place, you could go over the top of.
yeah, but I'm like you, we could maybe, because I was thinking of connecting it to Leipzig, but who also could use pig products. Yeah, it could.
Into the north of Leipzig, we could then do a track triangle there, so that
Yeah,
you could have a
that
train
could
going
work.
way.
That could work. Okay, so that could work. So let's do just a standard one of these train stations, and other than special cases, I've moved over to these down. Again, for the design of the game, if I had tried to stick this up here, you can see it does sort of jam in a little too close, for where this is. That's why I went with the smaller one there. But mostly, we're going with the switch and control here. Okay, so let's see if we come like that.
What's your station doing here?
And then we're going to come out of I'm not reconciled to that yet, so I'm going under. I am reconciled to going over. That's a little steep.
I wouldn't mind the going under so much if it's sort of raised their tracks about half and put yours about half down,
Yeah,
and
that
then made it like a you were going under their track on a bridge rather than having to build a tunnel.
right. That would be a little bit more.
It would look a lot nicer and be a bit more realistic, I think.
Yeah. Okay, we're starting this over again. Okay. Okay, let's see. We're on the outside, that's right. I'm trying to get this lined up right now. Trying to shorten this as much as I can here. Backing up. Okay, that looks good. And we're just going to try to go straight connect through there. Okay. So that looks good. We're going to do another one, which is easy once it knows it's supposed to be parallel. And hook that in. Now, here we're going to do, let's go to see about there, and then that looks good. Okay, now for the signals. Okay. Okay, that's gonna work. So that's gonna work. So let's come up here and build our smokehouse. Or I thought we had did they just build a thingy here? Nope.
Alice, the smokehouse has question marked out on the price, so maybe we can't build it yet.
Oh, that's. But we've already built them. We have them over here.
You sure that's a smokehouse and not a meat packing plant?
Yeah, it does this pork thing here.
Smokehouse, definitely. That's odd.
Oh. Well, it's not entirely wasted what we did, because these places particularly do want
Pork.
No, we don't need another sausage industry up here. Why is it doing that to me? Stream must be built in the village. Well, I don't know. Oh well. Oh well, we still needed that a bit, but not as desperately. So I'm not going to do the food industry either, because that getting into this would have been a mess. So we have other salt coming from down there. Okay, well, it's not going to be that now. We have lots of people making boots down here. Do we have, what is it, cotton or wool or something? We're thinking of tailors.
Yeah. Need to think. We think there's some wool up there, but just up on the start of the Danish peninsula.
Okay. Yes, there is.
To drag that down and across.
That isn't that far, but
Would you get hold of that? Bring it down towards Magdeburg way.
well, what we need to do, and I've had resisted until this time, of connecting Brunswick up to Berlin, just because I wanted to make sure that express ran uninterrupted. But
I'm assuming now it's ticked that off, it would be okay to splice Brunswick in.
yeah, I'm just trying to think about how best do we come down here and jump and then work into there, maybe? I'm trying to think here. Yeah.
Came down towards, say, the warehouse.
I'm also just quickly looking to see if we have any other clothes in the area. It doesn't look like it. I know I'm pretty sure we have some somewhere, but
there's some wool north, west. That one, there was some sort of more central to
yeah,
sort
no,
of Western Germany.
I think we're on a good track with where we're looking at there. So let's I think we'll just stick in a train station there. East or west side. Let's go east side. We'll grab that, I guess, as well. Let's do a warehouse.
Okay, I'm gonna
You gotta
toilet,
go.
and I'll be back in a sec. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be back in a sec.
Sure.
Right.
Okay. You're allergic to peanuts, aren't you? Okay. I just looked up and saw that. Yeah, I think it's a very real thing. I'm not, you know, I have at least one relative I'm thinking of who is more or less a vegetarian, not a strict vegetarian, but she's a vegetarian. And that's sort of a choice she's made. She's not allergic to meat. And so, yeah, you know, some of these things are choices and dietary things, and that's fine. And I definitely know, like, peanut allergies, and they're real, and I'm not trying to dismiss them, make light of them, but they're a thing that needs to be handled in such a way, because instead of banning peanuts from the world, because like many of us want to eat bacon, we also want to eat peanut butter. And you just gotta do survival techniques. Now I'm also thinking right now, started to build this railway north-south, and we can remove it. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to, let's do a clothing factory here. We'll put it, well, we'll put it over. Well, first let's expand. Oh, it needs both a repair.
Probably want to make sure it's as close to your train station as possible.
Yeah, that's the thing. But what I also want to do here is, if and when we buy this out and we want to integrate the other rail system, I may want to put another, tear out this train station and put another replacement. So I'm sort of figuring that. So we got that. We're going to stick that there. Okay, but see now I'm okay. We're going to 3 million. Yes, we'll buy this. Okay. I'm rethinking this whole thing here. We're going to delete these. We'll get the money back. Because first, what I want to do is come over here. Okay, we already have a little bit of a down thing. But I think generally speaking, east-west is where we want to go with this. Okay. Now, okay.
I think the southern end of Hamburg would be a better.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. What I'm thinking of doing is trying to make have this loop out and sort of go north-south, so that this connects in instead of just simply bridging over, which may be the most efficient. I'm trying to imagine how to connect these all together so that they can, you know, if we need to send wool out here because there's wool way over here, which actually isn't that far away, or whatever, but or some of this other thing. So let's see about going with a warehouse here. Let's see, how far north can we get it and still be attached? There we are. Okay. So what I'm thinking of doing here is, let's go to the
Warehouse there.
right,
Connected up to Hamburg.
right.
The warehouse set the warehouse up so it will also store the wool that you pull
Right.
in from just north of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about trying to do. And then I'm going to come here. Let's not be too dramatic. There we go. Cut through
Take
there.
that round towards Schressen.
Yeah.
Germans listening, we apologise for butchering your language.
Yes, we know we're doing it. We are sorry, but
Yes.
we know we're doing it. It's just our pathetic attempt. And so, yeah. And we would do better if we actually heard it. And then, okay. That looks like a decent path. Parallel it. There we go. Okay, so now we have that integrated there. And then we're going to put a train station mostly north-south up here. We can sort of get. And that is going to come down to here. So this is sort of, to me, the beauty of this design. Instead of just simply having this railway and then having another one either one way or the other, just simply bridging over it, which could have been done because I could have just done a north-south and an east-west that bridged. I wanted to see if I could integrate it. Now I do know by integrating it, it does mean it can mean, it depends on how much traffic and how well it's designed, whether you get a lot of congestion. But that's a different issue, but still a design issue. So into here, into there, there we go. That's sort of what I think this game is about, is design. Okay, we want it to, what they're calling vegetables, I'm calling potatoes. That's what they look like.
Yep, they look like potatoes.
Yeah, good. Not just my imagination, so yeah. And we'll also stick on a maintenance construction. If we get busy enough, we'll expand the warehouse, but for the moment, we'll just do that. And yes, we'll need a supply tower. And we'll put on a couple of intermediate each side of it. Signals to check, make sure it's clear. Now from here to here, just run if you are at least mostly full. And we'll use one of these. Okay, that should keep the warehouse somewhat full. Depends on how much we draw away from it. Now we might as well also, while we're here, hook Hamburg up to Schwinn. Yeah, they're both carrying the same basic. And it's getting going, so we'll do another one there to there. Okay, they're loading up the mail. Now, let's come down here and hook into our nice sort of expressway. Now we can still run more or less fast trains on it. We can, I don't know whether we'll also do a slower route for industrial stuff, but or not. Sort of a waiting station there. Okay, so that will get us from Brunswick. And we will just do mail passengers. And I'll hold the bonus program. Yes, we will bid in for the bonus program.
Ooh, is the boiler about to explode? I have to see this. Why would anyone spend money on something like that?
Because we wanted it. Okay.
Brunswick to Berlin and a Berlin to Brunswick going back the other way.
Yeah, we need to go back. That's right. see if we can go from here to here. It's not liking that for some reason.
It might work better if you don't try and do it all in one single take a spur off and then try and splice it in.
Yeah, I think I get what you mean. Yeah. Okay, that'll work. There we go. Don't want a train waiting here and maybe blocking the other route, so we'll move signals up here a little bit more. Okay, so that will allow a Brandenburg to
Brunswick.
And let's also make sure we're just running for the moment with these, because we're going to try to keep this stuff fast. And let's skip another one from Brunswick to Brandenburg. Oh, and locomotive, that would help. Now I'm thinking of even well, we need to come from up here in the Hamburg area. And then probably connect through to the warehouse, come down here. Now the question I sort of have is I'm just thinking this out, we may even save it till next episode, but do we take a spur off of the line coming out of Magdeburg and attach it to what had been the Berlin Expressway, and then at one point here, and then a little further north, you know, so do we merge the two railways, sort of like we've done up here? Do we merge them and then separate them, or do we bridge over them, or do we try to do both?
I might suggest, at least to start with, build a bridge.
Right.
It's somewhere so that you will have the potential in the future to splice it together so that you could then run a Magdeburg to Brunswick.
Because what I'm thinking about is doing, well, something like this at some point. I'm not going to build it right now, but so that we can get from Magdeburg to Brunswick. And then once I'm doing that, I'm thinking about, do we also do another one off of this that goes a bit north, and then that one, you know, would go, you know, connect up there to the north, and then that would then connect down to there. I don't know, but I think everyone, we're gonna save it for next episode. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Those still with us, we didn't get any questions on our last episode. It has been a while, but if Jeff or anybody else has any railway questions, please post them below. We will try to answer them in a future episode. But I think we're going to leave this here. We have done remarkably good design work in getting this stuff integrated into everything, but we're going to continue later. So I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks, IKB. You've been a great help.
Thank you, Gamer.
So see you next time.